back to Raiseway, and if you're new, thanks for stopping by. Now on today's episode of Raiseway, I've been out for a little bit because I had some shoulder surgery here, so I will be having some assistance today. But what I'm going to do is we're going to change the brakes on my Jeep JK. Now these types of brakes though, they're going to be rear disc brakes, and typically, generally, most vehicles, the same preparation or techniques used, what I'm showing you today, could be used on most vehicles themselves. Okay, so maybe a little bit different on the Volkswagens and so forth, or non-American made vehicles or things like that. But for the most part, what I'm about to show you is basically what it takes to do basically any brake job. So let me show you what I got here, and we'll take it from there. Now generally when you change your back brakes, for the most part, a lot of times you have to change the rotors. So these are two new replacement rotors that I'll be putting on the back of my car or my Jeep, and these will be the brake pads. They're a relatively small brake pad for a Jeep JK in my opinion, but generally the stopping of the brake is of the Jeep itself is generally coming from the back brakes. That's why I think these should be a little more beefy and bigger, and when I pull my trailer and so forth, this is generally the main stopping power of the Jeep itself is the rear brakes. So generally these were first compared to the front. Okay, some things you need to know about buying brake pads, and the idea of Raiseway is to show you how to do it yourself so you can save yourself some money, right? Now a lot of times you get these things at your AutoZone, Advanced Auto, O'Reilly's, or wherever you have Napa in your neighborhoods, Pet Boys and so forth. And what I try to do is buy a brake pad that has a limited warranty on it. Now the thing about limited warranties, it's not really the brake pad manufacturers that give you the warranty, it's the store itself, because brake pads are what? They're made to wear. Okay, and so obviously if they're wearing out, they're doing their job. Now obviously if there's some kind of defect in the composition of it and so forth, that's something different, but I'm talking normal use. So the idea is by the stores. So I got these at AutoZone, and AutoZone gives you a limited lifetime warranty on your brake pads. So you pay for it once and you go back, get replacements, and they'll refund you the second pad of brakes. Now the idea is, it's a trick by the store. They eat the cost of the brake pads the second time, because you're going to come in there and buy the rotors and maybe the brake cleaner stuff. So the idea is they want you back in the store, and so they're willing to eat the price of the brake pads itself. So that's really on the store, not the manufacturer of the brake pads. Just to give you an idea how that works. Same way if you get it done at a professional place like Midas, they say, hey, we'll give you lifetime brake pads. Well, great, but you're going back in there and you're buying everything else from them. So let me tell you what other things you need to do to prep your stuff. Now when these come in, these are all coated in oil, so definitely you want to spray it off. I'm trying to do this one hand, of course, with brake cleaner. You know, you want to get all that grease and oil off. Again, it's manufactured that way is to keep it from rusting until you get it on your vehicle, but you want to get that stuff off both on the inside of the back and the outside. So obviously I got the Jeep all jacked up. We got Dusty Boy in the flesh here to do the manual work, since I'm hung up with my shoulder. And so let's get the tires off, and we'll show you what it looks like with the calipers and so forth, and we'll take it from there. Okay, viewers. Now, Dusty Boy got the rim off, of course, and let me show you what we got going on here. Now, this is the factory, you know, I haven't changed this rotor. It's a 2015, so this is the first time I'm going to be changing the rotor. Now, when you get these from the factory, you see these little clips on here? I think they don't really do crap as far as what I'm doing. So we're going to remove these clips, and I think, you know, during the manufacturing process through the plants, that they put these clips on here just to make sure as it's going down the assembly line that they stay on in position. But hey, what do I know? But I'm just telling you, we got to take these clips off first. We'll get like needle nose pliers, pull them off, and then what you will also want to look for is corrosion around here. because obviously this is rusted, and these, you know, it's a tight fit. So we may have to scrape around here to get this, you know, get the corrosion off, be able to slide that out. And obviously on the back side, that's where your emergency brake is, on the inside right here. And so right now the emergency brake's on. So we definitely want to make sure that we release the emergency brake. That way we can pull these off. Okay. Now when we look at the caliper here, so you got the caliper and you got the bracket that holds this on. So we'll be taking this bracket off, and this has 18mm socket, which is 2 bolts on the back here. I don't know if you can see it back here. It's a little bit, there you go. So there's 18mm right there. Right here is 13mm, the top side of the caliper, and you got your little slider right here. So we're going to make sure this slides right, make sure there's grease in there and so forth. Same way on the bottom. Now, on the inside there, you can see it's kind of worn. Let me, I don't got a light here, but let me see about getting the light on there. Okay, viewers, if you see in here, you can see the caliper. You can see right here, it's pushed out pretty well. And so what we're going to do is we're going to push that back in. We'll be using either a pry bar, long screwdriver, we can get that back in there, or old school ways, you use a big C-clamp on the back side here, push it with the pad and push it back in. But I'm just giving you an idea of what you got to look into and what needs to be done. So we're gonna get that caliper pushed back in. And now generally what I do is I open the hood and take the lid off of the reservoir for the brake fluid. I don't know if it's recommended or not, but again, hey, this is Ray's way, and so this is how Ray does it. So I open up that lid, and because when I'm pushing that back in, it's flowing the brake fluid back through the lines, and that way, if I have that open, you know, it makes it easier as far as to, I don't know, vent out or get pushed back in and not have any resistance on it on the sealed system. So, anyways, let me shut this off. Let me get these things off, and we'll take it from there. Okay. Okay, viewers. See, here's the clips that came off. Again, these are disposable. We're not going to use them again. So they're all off here. And let me bring it over to the other side. We'll get you Dusty Boy in the flesh in action over here pulling these off. Again, we'll put a link to his YouTube channel in the description of this one. Hey, Dusty Boy, thanks for helping out today.
Oh, yeah.
So again, he's pulling off these clamps.
Like these glasses? These are some old safety glasses. That were my paps.
So once we get these things off, we'll try to, again, I released the parking brake like I suggested. And so we'll try to get these rotors off. May have to use a 3-pound mallet to knock the back side of it and rotate the wheel, so we can knock it all the way around and pull it off. But we'll see how bad it's rusted on. We'll take it from there. So hang tight. We'll get back at you when he's done pulling these off and ready to take the rotor off.
I am done.
All right. Well, viewers, let's back that step up here. We can't pull it. Okay, viewers, so just going to back this up here again. We can't pull these off yet until we take the caliper and push back the cylinder and the caliper and take off the mounting bracket. So let's get that. Let's not jump ahead too far. We'll get that taken off. Again, we'll use the 13mm to take the caliper off, and then the 18mm to pull this bracket off. First things first, though, we're going to depress the piston in the caliper. Okay, viewers, if you can tell right here that the piston is pushed back in. Now you gotta want to be careful that you don't puncture this rubber that goes around that piston. So what I did is I took my screwdriver and put it in this side and pulled it back like this. And what it does is it pushes the cylinder in with the brake pad. Okay. Then what you can do is you can move this over the other brake pad, and you can put it in there and also do it from that way. That way you make sure that the cylinder, the piston, is pushed all the way in that fashion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, now it's done on this side, we'll go over to the other side and we'll get that done, and then from there we'll take the caliper off and pull those pads out and so forth. So we'll go over to the other side and take care of that. We'll have Dusty Boy do it on that side. Okay, viewers, another thing about taking off this Hold on, let me start. Okay, viewers, the other thing we've got to do here is that when you take this off, you can probably break the tightness of it. That's great. But as you turn it, this bolt here will rotate as well. So you got to put a wrench on here and loosen it at the same time. That way you can pull this little slider out. Okay, so you got to do that on both sides of the caliper. Just putting it out there and making sure you do this. Don't miss this step, that is. All right, cool. We'll get this taken off here. All right, viewers. So Dusty Boy got that all broke off there, and he's getting ready to pull off the bracket along with the brake pads. Now, generally, just keep the brake pads on there. I'll tell you more when I get that bracket off. One, you want to make sure that the new pads go on the same way as the other one. Flip it around that way so they don't fall out. Okay, so here's the mechanism here, and let me, as Dusty Boy does this on the other side, let me show you what needs to be done here. Okay, so generally you want to do this on some kind of workbench. Do it this way if you can. You can always do it when the car is up on the stand or whatever. But let me get this camera set up in the right position. I'll show you what we're talking about. All right, viewers, let's do it on top of the garbage can here, but it is what it is. So generally you want to keep the... Okay, viewers. Now, why we do it this way is to give an idea where the new pads are going to go in relation to where these old crusty beat up pads are. Okay, so you can obviously see these pads. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. So now this is the old pad, obviously. See, it's kind of beat here and worn. And here's your little squealer device. So if you ever go down the road, and it's easier to show on the other side, the cleaner one. Let me get the cleaner one here for you. So when you're going down the road, you see how you got this brake pad built up right here, and as you wear your thing down, as it gets closer to this mechanism, the squealer, you know, so once you start hearing it squeaking, you know you hit this level, and you know you don't got much life left on that tire, or that brake, that is. So that's the idea of this. Now you saw how this came in, so we'll be putting these back in the same way that they came out. Okay, but what you also got to do is you got these metal pieces in here that are the glides. Okay, so we got new of those in the brake pads. They give you new ones, and so what you have to do is you have to pop those out, and then you have to remove any rust that gets built up around here. You know, wire wheel, foul, you know, whatever you take, you know, knock all that out and put these new pieces in. Then you add a little bit of grease to it, so the brake pads slide evenly and nicely when you apply the brake pedal. Okay, so I'm going to take these out. I'm going to take off these clips. We're going to get these cleaned up a little bit. We'll put the new ones on, and we'll add some. We'll just clean this up a little bit before we put it back on. But let me get at it, and we'll go from there. Okay, viewers, I'm going to show you what Dusty Boy in the flesh is going to be doing here. Like on the back of these wheels, you got this shield, but I got an open area right here that you can utilize to bang this out. So let me, Dusty Boy is going to be doing that as I explain the process here. Now, because of you know, corrosion, you can see around the hub there, it's a little bit rusted, and we don't know what the inside's like, especially with the emergency brake. Dusty Boy, why don't you put your safety glasses on? Safety first, people. Always keep in mind safety first.
See, I did that on purpose to demonstrate what not to do in a situation like this. So let me go ahead and...
they're right there on the bumper. They're right there on the bumper. Okay. So safety first, always. And thanks for showing yourself as an example there, Dusty Boy.
Always.
So
always willing to take one for the day.
Okay. So again, we got the hub that's rusted. And it really, from the outside here, I can see a gap around it. So it's really, if it was like fused together, I'd be fouling that and so forth. But now what Dusty Boy is doing is he's rotating this one lug nut at a time. So when he goes around, he's going to hit the back side, and then he'll hit the front and put it back into place, and then rotate it as well, just so we can break it loose all the way around as we go around stud by stud. Okay, so again, most of this, because we don't know what the inside is with the emergency brake cable. Now this is an automatic. I really don't use the emergency brake that often, so I don't know how it works, but I don't know how rusted up it could be. So he'll continue this process. We'll show you when we get it off what it looks like, but it's really not that bad. It's just possibly a little time consuming. Okay, so hang tight. We'll show you the product at the end here. While he's doing this, I'm going to be fouling off those the mounting bracket to the caliper and brakes and get that all cleaned up. All right, viewers, let me show you what you're into here. Obviously this is the front side, not too bad, but the inside gave you the problem. Okay, you can see, if I can point, you can see this lip. You know, you get this all this burr here. It was a real tough one to get off, that's for sure. We had to bang the heck out of it. Dusty Boy in the flesh really put a big effort into it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna come here with the brush. I'm gonna clean all that, you know, stuff off. Just clean off the wire brush real quick. Well, I'll get some brake cleaner and just spray all that shit down to help get it ready for to put the new rotor on. But we still got the other side to do, but it's time for a brake. But we'll work to the other side. Okay, viewers, let me show you where I'm at right now. So like I said, I cleaned up all these brackets. I put those new clips in there, the slides, put the brake pads in where they need to be. So I got both these brackets ready to go. Here, of course, on this side, I got the new rotor on. I'm gonna slide that one on. This other side, there was a little bit of trouble getting that one on. So now on this side, you know, I got the bracket on, and then I got this bracket on with the pads. So all I gotta do now on this side is put the caliper back on, tighten that up, and so forth. Put the tire back on and lower it down, you're good to go. Okay, so this is almost done. I'm gonna put the bracket on the other side, throw the calipers on, everything in reverse. But again, the idea here on Raiseway is to save money, try to do it yourself. Now I can understand, I mean, this was a pain to get these off. Okay, so it's up to you what you choose to do. But at the dealer, when I went to get this inspected, they're like, oh, well, we'll charge you $469 for new brakes and rotors. Well, I changed the brake pads before, and I got that limited lifetime warranty, so they're actually free. And so paid $63 a piece for the rotors. So $126, $27, $130 for tax. Do it yourself. You save your money that way instead of giving them $469 at the dealer. But you choose to do what you like. I'm just giving you an option. So let me get this all buttoned up. Okay, viewers, just as a caution, when you put the caliper back on, make sure that this hose is not all twisted. Okay, so again, I finger tightened the 13mm and the 18mm. Dusty Boy's going to come back and tighten that all up, and then we'll throw the tires on, and this project's done. So what you doing there, Dusty Boy?
I just finished tightening all the bolts that secure the caliper and whatever those ones are. I don't want to say it because I might be wrong. All right, I'm only a medium level mechanic, right? Not master level yet.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I do what I can.
So we'll promote your channel here in a little bit there, Dusty Boy, after we fire the tires on. And we'll lock this one up and promote your channel and take it from there.
I mean, why wouldn't you want to watch it? It's good quality content.
Well, that's why we're going to promote it, to get it out there. Get some Dusty Boy merchandise out there.
Dusty Boy in the Flesh on Instagram. Boy, B-O-I, and a space in between each word. So that's for extra content behind the scenes and stuff. I'm a little bit of a break right now, but go ahead and subscribe.
Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna, chicken and macaroni, chillin' with my homies. Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna, chicken and macaroni, chillin' with my homies. Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna, chicken and macaroni, chillin' with my homies.
Hey yo homie, does this bass hit different, or is it just me? Nah, it definitely hits different. I can't wait for
Okay, viewers, after you get the tire back on and everything like that, and you're ready to give your car a test run, you make sure you pump your brakes, because it's going to go all the way to the floor as it fills the pistons back up and get the calipers back up and the pistons back aligned with the brakes. So after you do that, then it's be safe to take it on the road. So we're going to take it on the road right now. I'll give it a test shot. All right, well, here's the first test. We're coming up to a stop sign, and look, the brakes are working. We have stopped. All right, road test complete. On the way back home. Okay, viewers, hope you liked today's video. And I would like to thank Dusty Boy in the flesh for coming out and giving me a hand. What do you say? What do you think, Dusty Boy?
Well, it was a little bit harder than we thought because some of the things we're stuck on. We spared you the torture of watching us do that, but I mean, whatever. We did a good job on it, and if you guys want, hop over to my channel. I'm going to be dropping some new content soon. I just got to find the time. So it's Dusty Boy in the flesh, again, B-O-I, for boy, and you can same thing for Instagram if you want to check out some different behind the scenes stuff that I'm doing and my updates and everything. So
well, I'll leave a link in the description to his channel. You can catch him that way, and you can view his content there. And I'm sure you have your Instagram information on that on your channel.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again for stopping in. And if you like this video, hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Thanks for stopping by.
Peace.